Ah, sugar. That magical ingredient that spikes so many of our foods today. For me, it brings back memories of childhood. Holidays, birthday parties, vacations. The sweet nectars and bites it can concoct bring happiness and joy to both children and adults alike. But there is a much debated dark side to what has become a staple ingredient added to the morsels that nourish us. Today, we'll take a deeper dive into just how much of the sweet stuff we're actually consuming. My name is Verdale Benson. I practice medicine as a physician assistant by day and compete as an American Ninja Warrior athlete by night. I'm on a quest towards optimal health and wellness, not just for myself, but for anyone else who wants to achieve it. I'll be addressing specific topics to help you navigate the obstacles in our modern society that might be preventing you from reaching your health goals. Come, let's explore and learn together. Hello everyone. Today we're going to just scratch the surface on the topic of sugar. Now, I'm framing this talk in the context of the mindset that we need to limit our sugar intake. I know there are factions out there who disagree, but if you are making an attempt to lower your daily intake, then this talk might be for you. I'm going to assume you know about the usual suspects like donuts, cakes, ice cream, candy. So today I'll focus on the so-called healthy foods you might be consuming that could be sabotaging your efforts to limit sugar and achieve your health goals. We must first make sure we're talking the same language when it comes to sugar. Sugar is a general term that includes a group of sweet-tasting carbohydrates. There are monosaccharides, the prefix mono meaning one, the simplest forms, examples including glucose, the sugar that's in our blood. There's fructose, found in fruit, and galactose, found in milk. These monosaccharides are combined in nature into pairs called disaccharides, the prefix di meaning two. Glucose and fructose combine into sucrose, which is table sugar. Glucose and galactose combine into lactose, which is milk sugar. Today we're going to be focusing on sucrose, table sugar, which again is made of the two connected base sugars, glucose and fructose. And this is going to include all of the high fructose corn syrup variations, as they are composed of glucose and fructose as well, just not linked together. So the World Health Organization has recommended that we should limit our daily consumption of sugar to 25 grams, or approximately 6 teaspoons. A little over 4 grams, 4.2 to be exact, is equal to a teaspoon. So Americans on average are calculated to consume over 126 grams of sugar per day. That's 30 teaspoons, 5 times the recommended amount. That is just over the amount you would get from drinking, let's say, 3 12-ounce cans of Coca-Cola. And that's the perfect segue into our first culprit of a dessert disguised as a health food. Now, everyone knows that soda is loaded with sugar, but there seems to be a disconnect when it comes to the fruit juices. This includes all fruit juices: apple, orange, banana, mango, cranberry, etc. Your typical 8-ounce serving of fruit juice can contain from 25 to 30 grams of sugar. But let's be honest, most people are drinking way more than a standard 8-ounce cup. Double that, and in one swift session, you're consuming 50 to 60 grams of sugar in one sitting. Now, I already hear the rebuttals, but it's fruit sugar. It's natural. Natural can't be bad for you, but you would be wrong. I don't care where it came from. Your body doesn't know the difference. In the end, it's broken down into the same two base molecules, glucose and fructose. And the load you are getting at one time by drinking it is causing stress to your body by spiking your blood sugar and overtaxing your liver. If you're insistent on getting the vitamins and nutrients from fruit, then eat the whole fruit. That way, you're getting the fiber to at least limit the total amount you'll consume and slow down the digestion of the sugar you're intaking. Offender number 2 are the fruit smoothies. This is in similar fashion to the fruit juices, which usually make up the base of these drinks. Now, I used to love a berry banana smoothie from a very popular juice chain. I could finish a large in under 10 minutes, no problem. 106 grams of sugar, over 26 teaspoons. Again, I don't care that there's actually blended fruit in there. The amount of sugar completely overpowers any protective capability of limited fiber in those drinks. Mechanically blending and liquefying the fruit increases the speed at which we absorb the sugars. Offender number 3 are the breakfast cereals. So don't think most people believe cereals like Lucky Charms or Fruity Pebbles are healthy. I mean, Lucky Charms has marshmallows. It's candy. Candy marketed as breakfast. But other cereals marketed as healthy are a little more subtle with a sweet tooth. Let's look at Honey Nut Cheerios. The nutrition label says 9 grams of sugar, but the serving size is 3/4 of a cup. Now, I don't think I've ever only eaten 3/4 of a cup of cereal in my life. Most people eat 2 to 3 cups easily. 1 cup is 12 grams of sugar, or 3 teaspoons. So if you eat 2 cups, pretty reasonable, 6 teaspoons, you've already met your recommended daily sugar allowance with only your first meal of the day. But mass marketing will have you believe that this cereal is part of a heart healthy diet. Now, flavored instant oatmeal is another big offender. If your oatmeal packet touts flavors like strawberries and cream, peaches and cream, or maple and brown sugar, one of those small packets alone packs around 12 grams or 3 teaspoons of sugar. And I never just ate one of those packs. It was 2 at the very least. That's 24 grams or 6 teaspoons of sugar. Again, reaching the recommended daily limit. Offender number 4, yogurts. Now, I do love a nice cold creamy bowl of yogurt, but if you were buying it from the store with fruit or added sugars, you might be getting more than you think. Take a look for yourself the next time you walk by the yogurt section in the store. A standard serving of fruit sweetened yogurt, usually around 6 ounces, relatively small, can range from 14 to 19 grams of sugar, averaging about 4 teaspoons. This is another sugar bomb touted as a health food, but is technically a dessert. It's not even hidden anymore. There are brands out there promoting yogurts flavored as your favorite desserts, but because it's yogurt, we feel more inclined to indulge in these products with minimal guilt. Number 5, the healthy sugar alternatives like honey, agave nectar, syrup, molasses. I'll discuss artificial sweeteners in another lecture because they warrant their own topic. But I wanted to discuss this category because I came across a group dialogue where one person wanted to lower sugar intake, but was a coffee drinker and asked for alternatives. All of the previously mentioned syrup options were being given to this person as healthy alternatives in place of granular sugar. But again, I must stress that the body does not know the difference. These syrups are combinations of simple sugars, mostly fructose and glucose, just like table sugar. The body breaks this stuff down and processes it exactly the same. So if you're drizzling honey or agave syrup over your food or into your drinks, you are still adding sugar. It's just packaged a different way. And I know I already hear more rebuttals, but honey has unique properties and vitamins. Yes, this is true. But in my opinion, these do not minimize or outweigh the negative effects of the amount of sugar we are getting in our diet. Now, for those who are around me, you know that I'm quite strict with my limitation of sugar. It isn't 0, but I aim to get as close as possible when you average it out over a span of time. Look, I'm not saying to never eat sugar or never enjoy a dessert ever again. I probably indulge once or twice a month max with something sweet. The key point I want you to realize is that you might be eating or drinking a dessert with every meal, every day of your life without realizing it. This is when it becomes a problem. I believe this is a major contributing factor to the health epidemic we're facing. Our food is spiked with not only sugar, but things like industrial seed oils, pesticides, preservatives, flavor enhancers, the list goes on. Look, it is highly important that we take ownership of the responsibility of what we put in our bodies. You have to look at every bite of food as information that is telling your body to respond a certain way. This might sound abstract or come across as hyperbole to some, but it is an objective fact. What we put into our mouths has a real and measurable effect on our hormones, which will have downstream effects, especially with time and repeat exposures. Quick fact. Did you know a normal person has only one teaspoon worth of sugar in the form of glucose in the blood at any given time? Keep that in mind as you start to calculate the amount of sugar in your next meal. Hopefully that will give you some proper context to see if what you're eating has too much sugar. Now, the body does have a limited capability to store sugar in the form of glycogen in the liver and muscles. But to be honest, Most people's glycogen stores are maxed out because of their diet and lack of physical activity. Now, we'll dive into these details in another discussion, but I hope this talk has at least shed some light on what's out there in our food environment. Again, this is just scratching the surface, so please, if you have any specific questions or concerns you'd like for me to address in future videos, then write a comment below. I'll do my best to address them as I continue this project. Remember, it's up to you to own your health. Until next time.